I'm Jo, and I'm going to give you a demonstration of how to use our new Data8 online cleansing portal. From the dashboard, there are two ways to start a data cleansing job. Click on the Data Cleansing Services option in the menu on the left-hand side of the screen. A new menu will appear, showing all the available services within data cleansing. These are very similar to what you would have previously seen on the Data Cleansing tab. In this example, you would click on Submit Data and Data Upload. Alternatively, from the dashboard, you can simply click on Start New Cleansing Job, and you've got the option here to drag a file or click to upload. So I'm going to click Upload a File, and it will take me straight to the Map Columns page. Previously, this would have taken about 5 clicks to get to this page. Now it takes 2. The system will verify the file type and if your file has a header. You can see that my file displays a header line and it's in the top row. The row below displays the relevant system header. There are 2 main changes to this page. The system will auto detect the headers needed for a data cleanse, i.e. the title, the forename, other names and surname. However, if any have been mapped incorrectly, then this can easily be amended by clicking on the Edit button. I just click on the Edit button. And you can see now that the interface has changed and it's more easy for you to be able to see the address fields and the name fields. If for any reason it's been mapped to a service that you don't want to use, again, just click on the Edit button and click Ignore Field. So again, previously, you would have had to have only gone left to right to view your data. So left to right. Now, you've got these page through keys that will take you straight to the end of your data. And this will enable you to check that you've got the correct file uploaded and you've got the headers mapped correctly. When you're happy, click Continue. The template screen will now appear. This is the big difference between the old cleansing portal and the new. This is where you will recreate your own templates. We've included some predefined templates and blank templates to help you get started. You can create as many templates as you want and you can delete your templates. You cannot delete any predefined templates. By selecting a predefined template, it will speed up the data cleansing process. Let's create a template. The quickest and easiest way is to use the Quick Start. Click on Start Wizard. A list of all the services available for data cleansing will appear, and they will be in the correct order, the correct cascade order. So you don't have to think about what is the best order, what is the most cost-effective order. We have done that for you. You simply go down the list and select the services you want to use. As soon as you select a service, the settings button will be activated. So let's go through and select some services for a DM campaign. Let's go Mover, Path, Dedupe, Decease and Gone Away. And you can see as when I selected the service, the settings button became activated. What we now need to do is to go into the settings of each service and review. This is one of the big fundamental differences of the new online cleansing portal. All options are chosen in advance of processing, and this makes the purchasing process so much quicker and easier. Let's go through the settings of the services. So let's select the mover. You can see to the right-hand side, the first thing it's asking is what is your match level? Forename, initial or surname. By default, it's set to initial. It's showing you the data sources available and then the output data source. So if you want, you can select output data source and output mover date and click OK. As soon as you click OK, the bell icon will disappear. And you need to do this for each service selected. So if we click on settings for path, I might decide that the number of address lines I want is 5 and I want to output the DPS code. Click OK. Come down to duplicate, click on settings. This time I might decide that I want to change my match level to personal. Click OK. Deceased flagging, click on settings. I've got my data sources. I want to flag. Again, I might want to output the data source, output the date of death, and output the match level. Click OK. And finally, the gone away flagging. Click on the settings, match level leave at initial. These are all the sources I want to use and I want to flag. Click OK. If I scroll down now, you can see that by default, it's using the cascade option. And now if I click on review workflow, I can get a view of how my data will be processed and in what order. This is the workflow for the template you are creating. You can see I've got an input file. Everything from my input data will go through to look for a new forwarding address. Then it will go forward for path cleansing. Then it will look for duplicates, then deceased, and then gonaways. You can see that there are additional red and green lines coming from some of the services. If we look at the red line, this allows you to add a secondary service. So for example, if I've got records that have been flagged as a gone away, I then might want to see if those flagged records have got an email and is that email valid. So to the right, I've got a list again of all the services available for data cleansing, this time in alphabetical order. I can either type in the service on the search or I can scroll down and select the service. For this example, I'm going to add email validation. However, I don't want to validate emails of records that aren't gone away. I want to validate the emails of those records that are flagged as a gone away. So I can simply click and drag and place the email validation under the red line. And so now you can see that any records that are flagged as a gone away will then go forward for email validation. And I can do that with dedupe and deceased. I've got the green arrow going across, and that is just identifying that any records that are not identified as a duplicate or not identified as a deceased will then go on for further processing. If I decide that I don't want to use email validation, I can just go to the top and click on the delete button, and that will remove that service. If I decide that I want a mail-in file, I can select the option here. Now that I'm happy with my template, I can click on Save As, and I can give this a file name. And in the description, I can type in the services that I'm using. And then when I'm happy, I can click Save. If I now go to my Select Workflow template, you will now see that my template has been created. And this will then make all ongoing processing so much quicker and easier. Once I've uploaded my file, all I need to do then is click on Start Job. I can confirm and submit file. And you will now see that the job is being processed. It's telling me what template I used, Joe mailing file. It's telling me how many records in my file and also the date and the time of the processing. One of the big changes here is as it's going through each service, it will then present me with the number of matches and the cost. So for this one, for example, it's identified that I've got 7 new forwarding addresses. It will then tell me when it's completed on the path, the dedupe, the deceased, and the gonaways. At the same time as processing this file, it is building the output in the background so that if I decide to purchase this file, then I do not have to wait for the output file to be built. And as you can see, as I go down, all of these services are now complete, giving me the match rate and the cost of each service. You can see that I've still got my data quality audit and this will still get emailed to me as normal, but I now have the option to purchase that file. I simply go down and click on Purchase Output File. I will be presented with the order form detailing the distant services that I've selected with the cost. I've still got the option to send the quote, and if I prefer, I can then click on Confirm Order. It will tell me my credit limit available, how much this purchase is, and what I have remaining. If I've got a PO, I enter it here, and then I click on Confirm Order. Once I've done that, I can click on Continue, and straight away you can see that the output file is ready for me to download, along with the file format and the invoice. And that is a quick and easy way to upload a file and to cleanse your data against the data cleansing services. Thank you.